Let me wrap up my session by teaching you that there are 3 levels of wealth. The first level of wealth is called transactional wealth. Wealth that comes by exchanging value. You turn value into products and services that are needed and useful. You serve them with excellence to a targeted consumer base, and you are rewarded. That's what you call business. But in the dealings of God, that is the most basic dimension of wealth, because the price you receive for the value you provide is fixed. The second dimension of wealth is called transformational wealth. Here you do not sell your value, you give it freely, almost like a fool. This is the blessing that comes to your life by reason of changing lives. This is the kind of blessing that comes to a man of God for mentoring and raising people. Your value was not sold. You pour your heart into people for years and for decades, and as they rise, they are compelled to communicate benevolence. The advantage of this realm is that what is given to you is based on the perception of the value you have provided. If I'm a millionaire or a billionaire and this is 1,000 naira, even if I am Bill Gates, I will not buy it 1 million naira, because the price is fixed. But when you change my life, I bless you based on the perception of your impact in my life. For one person, that impact will amount to 100,000. For one person, that impact will amount to an estate. You don't sell that value, you give it freely. It is painful while you give it. That is the kind of seed that you give weeping. You will raise people who will not say thank you. You will mentor people who will trivialize your impact. You will raise people who will say you are one of those who changed us. But the key is to continue. You who have continued with me. But one day somebody will be wise enough and blessed enough to come back like the one leper and say, I'm too grateful to leave you, Pastor. I remember when you mentored me. I remember when you reconstructed my spiritual understanding. Today I own estates. Today I have foundations. Why will I allow you build a house? Please find rest and let me show you how grateful I am. 2 years ago, I had the privilege of meeting my principal. When I started the seminary, he was my principal, and he mentored me well. He taught me well. Though an Anglican, he inculcated solid values in me. And I saw him now, an old man. I said, I have a prayer for you, sir. May God keep you alive and let me show you how grateful I am. I pray and I cry to God that you will not die until you have eaten of the fruit of this life you have changed. Listen to me. The blessings that you show men today, whether they acknowledge it or not, has monetary value. The justice system of God will insist that you are blessed in your lifetime. So on account of this, let us not be weary in well-doing, for the Bible says we will reap in due season. You raise the house help who goes around talking about you. You raise people. Many of you have raised people, and there's not one responsible person among them who comes to say thank you. Keep doing what you are doing. You don't reap where you sowed, you reap what you sowed. You may sow in Abuja and the blessings will come from the US. God has that ability to route your blessings. But listen to me, the last dimension, and this is the advantage that only kingdom citizens have, is called sovereign wealth. This is wealth by the finger of God, wealth that comes by prophecy. And by a prophet the Lord brought Israel out of Egypt, and by a prophet they were preserved. He says, believe in the Lord your God. Please, those outside listen, inside listen, online listen. Believe in the Lord your God, so shall you be established. Believe his prophets, so shall you prosper. The prophetic has been abused. I know, I agree. The prophetic has been an instrument of manipulating men. I know and I agree, sadly. But it does not negate the fact that the prophetic remains an advantage in the financial space of every man's destiny. That when dispensed within the coordinates of balance and truth, it can program you into a wonder, sometimes overnight. Every time people had financial tragedies in the Bible, it was not business that bailed them out. It was the prophetic. Alas, master, for it was borrowed. He said, where fell it? And the axe head began to float. And what you left, son of man, can these bones live again? Some of you, what you have placed here are death sentences, millions of naira probably, and only God can bail you out. This is not the time to think, what business will I do to bail myself out? It's not a wise thinking. When you are in trouble, take advantage of the prophetic. When it bails you out, you will have the time to sustain the wisdom to arrange your business and continue. Please hear what I tell you. It is true. This is why the Lord anoints us and grants us the privilege, because the prophetic can program a climate of favor overnight, that people who have no business blessing you are compelled by this influence.